Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and very good episode, which is also sadly the season 3 finale of our favorite Star Wars show, The Mandalorian. So it dropped earlier today on Disney Plus. I finally had a chance to watch it. Really enjoyed it. Before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up on The Mandalorian by the 8th and season 3 finale, which is today's episode, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. So let's get right into it. You know, this episode surprised me. I thought we would see two things. I thought we'd see Carson Teva, the New Republic pilot that Mando struck a deal with at the end of the episode in that bar. I thought we'd see him in the capacity of coming to the aid of the Mandalorians, either alone in his ship or with a small fleet of New Republic fighters. Because I was expecting an outer space battle between the Mandalorian fighters and the bombers and interceptors. Turns out we did not get that, but we got something that was, in my opinion, much more engaging and a lot better because it had like a personal touch to it. We got a mid-air battle between the Mandalorians and the Imperials wearing Mandalorian or Beskar armor. Moff Gideon's troops. We saw several mid-air collisions. We saw a lot of hand-to-hand fighting and Bo-Katan using the Darksaber and the Armorer using her tools to, knock the Imperials out of the air and whatnot. That was pretty dope. I was kind of expecting a space battle, but I'm actually more pleased with the fact that we got, an in-the-air battle between two flying forces all the same. So that was pretty cool. I was also expecting the Mythosaur to appear in a much bigger role. It appeared again at the end of this episode, seemingly still down there, awake, awakened by the chanting of the Mandalorians now that they've successfully retaken their homeworld, and Bo-Katan will seemingly lead them into a new age. Good for her. And the Mythosaur seems to be awake down there at the bottom of the pond, or whatever the hell that thing is, the lake. And I thought it would perhaps emerge and help the Mandalorians defeat Moff Gideon's forces by emerging and eating and killing a bunch of Moff Gideon's men. But it didn't happen, and oh well. At least we know the Mythosaur is still down there, so that's cool. And the Mandalorians have finally retaken their home world, which is very cool because it feels like this is a full circle moment compared to the beginning of the season to where it ended with Bo-Katan and her Mandalorians finally joining forces with Din Djarin's convert, and the Mandalorians, the ones who both remove their helmets and the ones who don't, coming together for the common goal of taking back their homeworld from their enemies and freeing their homeworld and then hanging on to it after the fact. Felt like a full circle moment. I'm also pleased that nobody really died in this episode. Now, I know what you're going to say. A lot of people seem to think that Moff Gideon is gone, and he very well could be. It looks like he was incinerated when the ship collapsed on top of him. However, Beskar armor, as we have seen, is very strong and can withstand a lot. And I feel like there's a small chance he's still alive and he could come back, whether it's in the 4th season of Mandalorian, which has yet to be officially greenlit or announced, or could it be in the Ahsoka series coming later this summer? I don't know. Or maybe Dave Filoni's New Republic movie. Maybe he'll appear there. Again, I have no idea. It just feels like they built him up quite a bit, and it feels like kind of a cheat that he died right away. So I'm not entirely convinced he is dead, mostly because of how incredibly strong that armor he was wearing is. Could be dead. He could have been incinerated. If we never see him again, then he's dead. However, if he pops up again, I will not be surprised. So we shall see. We shall see. But if he did die, a great ending to a great bad guy. Thank you, Giancarlo Esposito. He was great in this. Everybody was great in this. I really loved seeing him fight Din Djarin once again in hand-to-hand combat, but this time him in the Beskar armor as well. And then it was also very fitting and satisfying to see Bo-Katan kick his ass for a minute, since he's the one who betrayed her and basically carried out the order to destroy Mandalore way back in the beginning. And it was kind of shocking to see him break the Darksaber, although this might be more incentive for Bo-Katan to finally get her hands on that mythosaur down below and bring it up to the surface so we can finally see that happen. But overall, I was very pleased with the season finale. I didn't love it like I was hoping I would, because there were some things I was hoping we would see. Maybe a few more cameos here and there, maybe a surprise, unexpected assistance from Ahsoka or Boba Fett, or maybe a brief stop on Tatooine showing Cobb Vanth alive and well, or just checking in with some of the other characters we haven't seen in a while. But we didn't get any of them, and it kind of also makes sense we didn't see any of the characters I mentioned, because I don't know how it would have added to the story and if it would have made sense or not. But overall, this was a very exciting, very action-packed season finale. I really, really liked it a lot. I like how it kind of feels like it both leaves the door open for another season, and then also kind of closes the door on the series in case this is the end of this particular story, which is Mando and Grogu's story. And I love that he officially adopted him, and now Grogu is now Din Grogu, and is now a Mandalorian apprentice and a bounty hunter in training. So Mando's going back to bounty hunting, which I thought was awesome, and a great way to combat the Imperial warlord threat as well that the galaxy faces. So I liked that a lot. I am pleased that Carson Teva was featured after all. Not the capacity I thought he would be, but I was pleased when I saw him. I was like, oh good, he is back. That's great. So overall, I was very pleased, and I'm very hopeful, fingers crossed, that we do get a 4th season of The Mandalorian. But in the meantime, we've got the Ahsoka show to look forward to in August, and that should be quite fun and exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. Overall, I really enjoyed this season as a whole. I know a lot of people didn't, but I say keep things in perspective. I would take The Mandalorian's worst episodes, which in my opinion, there are none. Some are definitely better than others, but I don't think there are any that are criminally or unforgivably bad. But I would take its worst episodes over that piece of shit sequel trilogy any day, which includes Force Awakens, Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. Hated those movies, and I would rather see The Mandalorian's worst episodes than watch anything like that piece of shit trilogy I just mentioned. So keep that in mind. Perspective, people. And besides, there were a ton of really fun, exciting, satisfying moments throughout this entire season, even if you didn't love every single episode. You don't have to. Not every single episode of any TV show is going to be outstanding. Some are just there, that's the way it is. But overall, I was very pleased and satisfied with this season, and I loved how everything kind of felt full circle in this final episode. And I'm hoping for a 4th season, so fingers crossed, everybody. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed the season finale as much as I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thank you so much for watching. The Mandalorian Season 3 is now streaming in its entirety on Disney+. No word on a 4th season yet, but I'll keep you guys posted as soon as I hear anything official. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Thanks for watching, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.